the fundamental theorem of arithmetic. What exactly is the fundamental theorem of arithmetic and where do we use it in the real life? This video is all about that, and do not forget to stick around to the end of the video, because not only are we going to learn what is the fundamental theorem of arithmetic, but we are also going to learn how to solve some sample problems or some examples that we are going to cover in this video. So first of all, let us understand what is the fundamental theorem of arithmetic and what does it say. So the main tenet of the fundamental theorem of arithmetic is that any composite number can be represented as a product of primes, or it can be written as a product of prime numbers. Now for that, it is very important for us to understand what exactly is a prime number and what is a composite number. So a prime number is a number which has only two factors. One is a factor of 1 and the other factor is the number itself. Let us look at some examples of prime numbers. Now the first prime number is 2, and it is not only the smallest prime number, but it is also the only even prime number that we have. All other prime numbers are odd. What are the factors of 2? Just 1 and 2. So as I told you, the number 1 is a factor and the number itself is a factor. The next prime that we have is the number 3. Again, it has factor of 1 and the number itself, which is 3. We can have some bigger prime numbers also. So let's look at the number 17. Now again, it has two factors, only 1 and the number itself, which is 17. Let us look at another prime number, 23. 23 again has a factor of 1 and the number itself, which is 23. And the number 29, again factor of 1 and the number 29, which is the number itself. So like I said, any number which has only two factors is called a prime number. Now let us understand what is a composite number. So any number which has more than two factors is called a composite number. So by definition it is that. So we find out the factors of a number, and if it has more than two factors, could be 3, could be 4, could be any number of factors, but any number which has got more than two factors is called a composite number. Let us look at some examples of composite numbers too. So for example, 4 is a composite number. 4 has got factors of 1, 2 and 4. So as you see, it has got 3 factors, and because it has got more than 2 factors, it is called a composite number. Let us look at the number 6. Number 6 has got the factors 1, 2, 3 and 6. So as you see, it has got 4 factors, and because it has got more than 2 factors, that is why it's called a composite number. Let's look at the number 9. The number 9 has got factors of 1, 3 and 9. So again 3 factors, which is more than 2. So again it is called a composite number. And let us look at the number 15. The number 15 has got factors of 1, 3, 5 and 15. For a total of 4 factors, which is again more than 2 factors. So any number which has got more than 2 factors is called a composite number, and all these are examples of composite numbers. Now the fundamental theorem of arithmetic, like I already told you, it says that any composite number can be represented as a product of prime numbers. So for example, let us look at the factors of the number 4. It has got factors of 1, 2 and 4. So let me cut out the 1 and the number itself, and what we are left with is 2. Now 4 can be represented as a product of two prime numbers, which is 2 multiplied by 2. So 2 times 2 is 4. If we look at 6, again we can cut out the 1 and the number itself, which is 6. We are left with 2 times 3, and 2 times 3 is 6. Let us look at 9. So again, cutting out the 1 and 9, I am left with 3, and 9 can be represented as or written as 3 times 3. And the number 15, let me cut out 1 and 15. So what I am left with is 3 times 5, which is 15. Now this is what I generally keep doing a lot on my channel, and if you are a student of mathematics and want to stay connected and like the video so far, I do recommend that you subscribe to the video. And do not forget to click on the bell notification also, because that will ensure that every future video is delivered right into your inbox. So like I said, a composite number can be written as a product of prime numbers, and let's have a look at some examples of that also. So let us take the number 36 for example, and let's prime factorize the number 36. And when we prime factorize a number, we have to make sure that we are dividing it only by prime numbers, not by composite numbers. So that is very important point. Do not make the mistake of dividing it by composite numbers. So the lowest prime number that we have is 2, and 36 when divided by 2 gives us 18. 18 again can be divided by 2, and that gives us 9. Now 9 is not divisible by 2. So let us look at the next prime number after that, which is 3. Now 9 when divided by 3 gives us 3, and then 3 again can be divided by 3, which leaves us with 1. So whenever you are left with 1, that is the end of it, and then 36 can be written as a product of prime numbers, which is 2 square times 3 square, because we have got 2 2's here and we have got 2 3's. Similarly, let's look at the number 48. Now again we'll have to prime factorize 48. That means divide it only by prime numbers, not by composite numbers. So the lowest prime number is 2, and 48 when divided by 2 gives us 24. 24 again is divisible by 2, and when we divide it by 2 we are left with 12, and 12 again is divisible by 2. So when we divide it by 2 we are left with 6. 6 again is divisible by 2, and on dividing it by 2 we are left with 3. Now 3 is not divisible by 2, but it can be divided by 3, and we are left with 1 again. So that means 48 can be written as a product of prime numbers. So we have got a total of 4 2's here. So it can be written as 2 to the power 4 times 3. Now let us look at where fundamental theorem of arithmetic is exactly used. Now the real life application of fundamental theorem of arithmetic is in the finding the HCF and LCM of 2 or more numbers. Now we have already learnt about that it can also be found out by using the Euclid's division lemma and the Euclid's division algorithm. Now if you haven't seen that video as yet on Euclid's division algorithm, do click on the link on the top right corner and you'll be taken to the video straight away. Now how can the fundamental theorem of arithmetic be used to find the HCF and LCM of 2 or more numbers? Let us look at these two examples only, that we have got the numbers 36 and 48. So if we want to find the HCF and the LCM. Now as we see in the number 36, it can be written as 2 square times 3 square. So let me write it as 2 into 2 into 3 into 3. And same way the number 48 can be written as 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 3. So 4 times 2 times 3. Now HCF stands for the highest common factor, and if we are going to look at the common factors in both these numbers, then we see that these two 2's are common, and we have also got this 1 3 which is common in both of them. So obviously the HCF can then be written as 2 to the power 2, because there are 2 2's times 3. And same way when we are looking at LCM, LCM means the lowest common multiple. So in that case we are looking at all the numbers. So all numbers, even if they are not common, we are taking it in the LCM. So do remember that when we are finding out the HCF, we are looking at the lowest power of any number, but when we are finding out the LCM, we are looking at the highest power of the number. So here we have got powers of 2 here and a power of 4 here. So we'll be taking 2 to the power of 4, and that is because we had included the 2 2's earlier, but we had left out these 2 2's here. So we are going to include that also. So same way, if we are looking at the powers of 3, we have got a power of 1 here and a power of 2 here, because again in the HCF we left out this 3 that is there. So we are going to include that also. Now simplifying the 2 square is 4 and 4 times 3. So 4 times 3 is 12. So the HCF will be 12. And looking at the LCM, 2 to the power 4 is 16. And 3 to the power 2 is 9. And 16 times 9 is 144. So 144 should be the LCM. So we can write it here that the HCF of 36 and 48 is 12. And the LCM of 36 and 48 is 144. Now we don't need this here, we can delete this. We don't need this either, we can delete this also, and this part I'm going to drag it to the top. Now another important property that the fundamental theorem of arithmetic is, or the HCF and LCM has, is that when we take the product of the HCF and LCM of any two numbers, that is going to be the same as the product of the two numbers. So let's say if we have got the numbers as A and B, and so if we find the HCF of A and B and we multiply it to the LCM of A and B, we should be getting the answer the same as the product of the two numbers, which is A times B. So looking at these two numbers 36 and 48 again as an example. So if we take the HCF of 36 and 48, it is 2 to the power 2 times 3, and we multiply to that the LCM of the two numbers, which is 2 to the power 4 times 3 to the power 2. So the fundamental theorem of arithmetic says that now that should be equal to the product of the two numbers. So 36 we found out could be written as 2 to the power 2 times 3 to the power 2, and 48 can be written as 2 to the power 4 times 3. So again, simplifying the left hand side, we are looking at the laws of exponents here. So the numbers which have the same basis, when they are multiplied together, the powers just get added. So we've got 2 to the power 2 multiplied by 2 to the power 4. So that will become as 2 to the power 2 plus 4. And times again 3, this 3 has got a power of 1, this 3 has got a power of 2. So it becomes 1 plus 2. So that becomes 2 to the power 6 multiplied by 3 to the power 3. And now looking at the right hand side, again we are going to add the powers. So we have got a power of 2 here and a power of 4 here. So that becomes 2 to the power of 2 plus 4. And looking at 3's, we have got a power of 2 here and a power of 1 here. So that becomes 3 to the power of 2 plus 1. So simplifying it, we get again 2 to the power of 6 times 3 to the power of 3. And as you see, both the left hand side and the right hand side are equal. That means it is proved that the product of the HCF and LCM of any two numbers is the same as the product of the two numbers. Now I sincerely hope that you liked the video, and if you did, do not forget to click on the like button below the video. Do not forget to share it with your friends, and do not forget to see these videos appearing on the screen. You can also click on my picture to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. God bless.